Dear viewers, welcome once again to another new lecture. In today's lecture, I'll be giving you some general information on speaking module of IELTS. I guess the lecture will be very interesting to you all. So let's get it started. Take a look here. General information on speaking module of IELTS. IELTS speaking module consists of three parts, both for academic module and GT. Part 1, Part 2 and Part 3. In Part 1, you will be asked questions about yourself, like what's your name, why are you taking IELTS, what's the meaning of your name. These sort of very simple questions you will be asked in this part. Here you will have between 8 and 9 minutes, and band score usually considered here 3. In speaking part 2, you will be given a cue card. Cue card means question card. In this card, you will be some questions. Usually 3 questions are given. After you get the question, after you get the cue card, you will be given 1 minute to think about the cue card, and you will be given a pencil and a piece of paper to take notes, and you will get 2 minutes for speaking on this cue card. So here you are getting 3 minutes. This is also considered as 3 band score. In speaking part 3, you will be asked questions related to cue card. Here you will get between 3 and 4 minutes. Here also 3. So in speaking module, you will get between 13 and 15 minutes, and total band score 9. So now take a look at sample cue card, speaking part 2 and speaking part 3. Suppose this cue card you have been given your house. So here you take a look, you are getting here 3 questions. On this cue card, you will have 1 minute to think about the cue card and to take notes. A pencil and a piece of paper will be given to take note. So here take a look at the question. Describe your house, where it is, and how many rooms are there in your house. These are the questions. And speaking part 3, you will have between 3 and 4 minutes. Here you will be asked questions related to your cue card. So these are the questions related to your cue card. So the speaking module consists of 3 parts. Part 1, general question about yourself. Speaking part 2, you'll be given a cue card, and speaking part 3, you will be asked cue card related questions. Now, what sort of thing the examiner will consider while speaking module? Fluency. You have to have good fluency in your speaking. You have to speak in natural way, good fluency. Don't speak so fast or don't speak so slow. Vocabulary. You have to use a wide range of vocabulary. Don't use the same word repeatedly. Then your sentence should be correct. Grammatically should be correct. Your sentence, the sentence you will use in your speaking. Pronunciation also should be good enough to have a good band score in speaking module. Prompt reply. Your reply should be prompt. Don't take a long time to answer. Eye contact. You should have natural body language, and eye contact should be natural. And when you use a sentence in your speaking, you have to use connectives. Like, for example, besides, moreover, furthermore. Suppose if you said one sentence, if you say one sentence before the next sentence or next sentence, you should connectives like moreover, furthermore. The meaning is almost same. In addition to what's more, same meaning. So when you speak, when you use a sentence in your speaking, you should use connectives between two sentences or three sentences. Now, you might have a question, what should be the length of the answer? First, you have to answer, then you have to give reason, then you have to give example. If you have any example, then finally you should answer again. Here, take a look an example. Suppose the examiner, if examiner asks you, do you like teaching? First, you have to answer, yes, I do. This is the answer. Then the reason. You have to explain the reason why you like teaching. You can say, I find it very exciting to watch students learn. Then, then you have to give example if you have. Then finally, you should answer again, like, that's why I really enjoy teaching. Remember, yes or no answer is not acceptable to the examiner. To have good score, you have to answer this way. Answer first, then reason, then if you have any example, you give example, then finally you should repeat the answer. Now, during the speaking test, sometimes some problems might arise. Like, sometimes if the examiner speaks very slowly but you can't hear, in that case, what should you do? You can ask the examiner, could I ask you to speak more loudly, please? Here, spelling more loudly, please. You have to, you memorize this sentence. Could I ask you to speak more loudly, please? Sometimes the examiner might ask you very rapidly, but you can't pick. Then what should you do? Then you can ask the examiner, sorry, I didn't quite hear what you just said. Would you repeat, please? So you memorize this sentence. Sorry, I didn't quite hear what you just said. Would you repeat, please? Sometimes you might meet a problem. I mean, sometimes you may not understand the word used by the examiner. In that case, what should you do? You can ask the examiner, I'm not quite sure what you mean by the word that you cannot understand that you use here. I'm not quite sure what you mean by this. Okay. Now, at the door, when you are going for the test, at the door, the student will say, may I come in, please? May I come in, please? Examiner will say, yes, come in. Then you should say, good morning or good afternoon, sir or ma'am. Good morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon. Good morning, sometimes, good morning in British accent, actually it is pronounced like good morning. Take a look here. This is a D. This is a D. Like, sorry, here, this should be D. D, and this is the M. Okay. So if the last letter of the first word is D, and the first letter of the last word is M. This M, when you pronounce this D will change into B. So the pronunciation is getting good morning. British pronounce it good morning, not good morning. Good morning is pronounced in USA. Good morning. Then examiner will reply good morning. Then he or she will say take place, take seat, or please be seated. Take seat, British in UK, take seat is used, but in USA, have seat is used. Then you should say thanks while you're sitting. Then examiner might ask you, how are you? Then you should say, I'm fine, thanks in you. I'm fine, thanks in you. Examiner will say, fine, thanks. Then at the end of this, the first session, examiner will ask you, can I see your identification? Can I see your identification? Identification mean NID might be NID or passport. So you will say, yes, here it is, just showing the passport or your NID. That's all today. So well, I hope you all the very best and hope to see you again. Till then, keep well. Thank you.